Mitä? Sane? Kadonnut? Mitä? Sane? Kadonnut? Moikka vaan striimille, kuuluuko ääni hyvin? Kysy tässä ensimmäisenä. Laittakaapa sieltä. Täällä on muuten minuutin viive, niin eihän mä nyt tiedä, kuuletteko te, kun te pystytte vastaamaan tuohon vasta minuutin päästä, mutta näyttäisi siltä ainakin, että mun ääni kuuluu. Welcome everybody to watch our Overwatch tournament today. Here in the stream cave is me, Sonja, streaming, and then we have a caster from England, Optimus. Welcome, Optimus.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Okay, so today we have 3 teams competing for the victory, and the games will be best of 4, so whichever gets 2 map wins first wins their game. And I could actually introduce our teams first before we begin. Elikkä 3 tiimiä pelaa tässä turnauksessa ja 2 karttavoitosta voittaa oman matsinsa. Esitellään tiimit ihan ensin. First we have Team Arctic. Here is 5 players in the team. We have Judkoira play for tank, Mikli for DPS, Avaruuskissa as Space Cat for DPS, and then we have 2 supports, Jonski and Steroxbox. The stream is telling that the sound is going well. So here's our first team. Let's see what we have next. Arctic is actually playing the first game as well. And the next challenger is Kafka Fun Club as KFC. And here we have Tank Triage. Then we have DPS Mr. Luppakorva. This one is a new player for me. And then we have Support Crow DPS Alpha and support player Sun, who is also tank player and hence as tank in this picture. And our last team is Wild Children. Here is a few new players for me. We have tank Mango Rock. Then we have DPS player Iblu. I think we saw Iblu yesterday in Rocket League tournament as well. Then there is support Vauhkodak, support Snappy, support Pixel as Neon Rook, and DPS player OP Tortilla, who was also playing Rocket League next. They said that my sound is very low. Let's put a bit of more volume to it. Hope this helps. Okay, let's go check if our first team is ready. First map will be control map Lijiang Tower, and it was picked by our Tuesday's Overwatch players.
Yeah, I mean, Lijiang Tower, it's, I think, basically everybody's favourite KOF map, so it's a good start where you can play multiple different comps, so it'd be interesting to see what compositions we end up seeing.
Great, the team seems to be ready, so let's start the game.
So,
Now arriving at Lijiang Tower.
So the idea of this map is that we will have to capture this area in the middle, and the team that gets 100% wins this round, but you will have to get 2 of these captures to win the whole map. So Optimus, do you have any tips for this kind of map?
if we have most KOF points, you want to play a really fast style comp, so you'll probably see a lot of Lucio being played, just because speed is very important in terms of being able to punish rotations onto these objectives that the players want to capture themselves. We're already seeing that with both teams already insta-locking the Lucio, but we are seeing different comps already, so this could be a very interesting styles from both teams.
Yes, there is a bit time in the spawn room for teams to prepare and to plan their comps and plan which routes they will take. as rotations, there's multiple ways to approach the point.
Okay, so we're rolling out. We've got a Rhine Sim comp. Just TPing straight to the point, going to be setting up. Kupu's going to be looking for the boop on the TP, but he misses it. Joka is in as Rhine. They're trying to kill Liana. Alpha is down. Triac is down, and just like that, blue team, which I think that was Antarctic if I remember correctly, will take the first fight and will take first percentage on the point. As we see some swaps coming out from KFC.
Yeah, that was really quick capture, but seems KFC is ready to try again.
Yeah, Triag just going to be poking up now. They're just going to kill this turret. There's a Lucio looking for a boop though, and the sun is off the map. Strybox found that boop. Now they can be more aggressive here if they want to be Arctic. It looks like they're not going to try because they went percentage of the point. Just have to try and stay alive here. Triag trying to get a pick onto Mikli, but the shield comes out to save him. Point being forced by Alpha right now on the Reaper, but unfortunately he's not going to be able to get any percentage there. And now he's a little bit split from his team, so now he has to regroup. There's a charge coming in from Jukra, who almost boops off the Lucio, but he manages to get back on. Now ultimates will start coming online now. We've got this Nano boost. Be interested to see if we're going to see a Nano Ryan. Yes, we did. There's another boop. Alpha ends up falling, but not to the boop. He falls to the Ana. Someone also end up falling, and just like that, Arctic just cleaning up right now and take a 60, probably a 60% lead here on Garden. As we see yet another swap from KFC now over to the Ramatra with their own Symmetra added to the mix. Gonna be interesting to see these TP plays, just a solo TP onto point. There's only 3 people that took it though, and Sun has already got pinned by Jukra, and he gets the kill on Alpha. This Reinhardt is going crazy right now. I think unfortunately for KFC, they're not really using their advantage. They're playing an Ashe, but they're trying to run head first into a Torp Sim Ryan, and it's not really working very well for them. So we're going into last fight territory here. A lot of ults available for both teams, but you'd have to say you have to favour Arctic here. But they should be a touch coming in. They all TP onto this far left here. They push it up. Sim War comes out, Turbo comes out, beats shot. Okay, everybody is pressing the keyboard, and Triag is down. The window's not enough to save him, and just like that, the first round will be going to Arctic here. And by the way, I apologize if I do mispronounce any of these Finnish names. As you guessed, I'm not finished.
Yeah, that was very well played from Arctic, but now KFC knows that they like to go with aggression, so they can try to adjust something for this next map.
But I think this next map is this Night Market, or maybe the one was Night Market. I can never remember the names. It's a little more open. They seem to like playing the Ashe. So they liked playing a bit more pokey KFC, but unfortunately that last map didn't really give them angles. This map, it just gives you a lot of angles to play that Ashe if they do decide to do so. But it looks like already we've seen some changes, a potential Pharah, which is really good pick on this specific point, coming out here. But it looks like there will be the Pharah, but no Mercy Pocket, so an interesting choice. As now we see the Reinhardt, now we see KFC taking the Reinhardt Sim approach to TP straight to the point. As both teams are now meeting on the point, there's an Antonade onto Triad. Jukra is in. There's a double boot by Stroax though, onto the Bastion and the Ana. Triad gets a nice pin off the map, and Sun trains back the Pharah, but he will lose his life, and Triad will eventually fall. And just like that, again, first percentage will go to Antarctic. That huge boop coming in by Stryox. Okay, doesn't look like there's going to be any changes. I think this is going to be really awkward for KFC because they're playing Baptiste Ana. So Triag doesn't have the speed, but Antarctic does. So they could definitely be a lot more aggressive. The Pharah swap has now happened. He's now gone to Sojourn. Instead, Triag is in. He pins out, but doesn't die. Mr. Lupu finds a pick on to the Surgeon player, so now advantage to KSC, but they've got to be careful of this Shala that's coming up now for Jukra. Pins in, nice counter charge by Triag. He's also going to get split. Sun is antied right now. Alpha is full beam. If they could take advantage of this, KSC have to be quick as a swap to the Reaper now off the Sojourn is going to be coming in from this angle, so they have to be very quick if they're going to make a play. The Reaper gets a pick onto the Bastion, though they're too late with the lamp. Sun, now Triag is getting absolutely destroyed by the sim, and maybe manages to get out. There's a shudder that comes in there by Junka on solo onto Kupu. He's down. Just like that, Alpha is also down, and just like that, again, Antarctic just taking the advantage right now, just playing very reactive just because they have point control. KFC, I'd like to see a little bit more aggression, but it's kind of difficult for them when they're not playing a Lucio. But they definitely had an opportunity there, which they didn't take when they picked off the SoGin player nice and early. Now 70% and counting, every single ult available. There's a TP, but it's a TP bait. So just to bait out the nade, now they will go main track. They're going to push with the Simul Alpha. There's a beat on the flank by Strorex, only hits himself. Kind of selfish. Junka manages to kill Capo though with a massive pin. Sun is really low on the back. TC needs to stay alive here if KC have any chance of winning this. Triax in, he charges, he shudders. Shudders absolutely nobody, but you know what? He killed the Rhine. Lupa is dead again. Strorex is now found by Sun. Another pin by Trag, but he's actually going to fall to the top turret. That's currently in the corner. Mickey gets a hammer kill. Pathetic gets 2 hammer kills. Torbjorn going crazy there with 2 hammer kills onto Sun and Alpha. There's going to be a little touch by Capo, but even though he has the nano boost, he can't nano himself, unfortunately. And that is going to be first map. Going to Antarctic, and quite dominantly, I would say.
Well done, everybody. That was really good game for Arctic, and good job, KFC, for trying your best here and trying to like answer to the aggression that Arctic was giving to you. Let's see the play of the game. There was some Lucio play of the game. Oh, nice.
Yeah, big boot going in there for Triax.
Of the map.
Huge boob to open up, and that's the risk that you have on this point, which is why Lucio is always so good. You've got the environmental potential, and also means you can avoid being in those positions as well if you also play a Lucio. So it's very interesting that KSC decided to run the Lucio with the Orisa and the Ram, but with the Reinhardt they decided to take a different approach, and just unfortunately it didn't really work out for them there with Li Jiang. But we'll see now. They have losers pick. It's always an advantage when you feel like you can take it to a map that suits you a bit more. From what I could see, they look like they wanted to play more poker style. What that means is that you played long range DPS that could do a lot of damage, but they have to be quite far away from the opponents to do it. They don't want the opponent on top of them. Hence why you saw like Ash being picked. The Bap Anna as well also kind of symbolizes that in terms of wanting to play a lot for damage over time. It is going to be a Circuit Royale pick though, which is definitely leaning in more to that poke aspect. This is a map where you see a lot of double sniper being played. Double sniper is Hanzo Widow, which is basically one-shot heroes that have the potential just to basically one-shot someone. It's what it says in the tin. We also see normally a lot of Zen being played here because he's also very good at just five-orbing somebody around the corner, and Sigma as well. So I'm predicting a comp swap here from KSC. Maybe they're thinking that they can force these sort of wide open map, that they can force these sort of pokier comps a bit into it more, with maybe like an Ash coming out, maybe with a Baptiste again. But I think really they can still play the Reinhardt on this map. It's a little bit difficult, but the way they're playing right now with the tempo, it really wouldn't surprise me if they still stick to the Reinhardt here. They're going to be starting an attack as well, so that also gives them an advantage in terms of being able just to scout what KFC is playing and maybe make some counter swaps or just decide if they are on the right composition already. So I'm very interested in how this map's going to be going. I have to say right now, I'd say they're up one map. If they win this, then they win the series. So, they're on match point already. So
Okay, so let's put correct scores to the stream as well to show points. Right. So Arctic wants to attack on this map first. They got to choose as winners. Let's see if the teams are ready.
what we're doing, I think it definitely gives them an advantage with attack. It's a tactic you can use if you feel like the enemy, KFC also picked this map for a reason, right? So you want to see maybe they have a certain strategy that they want to play. But it's also good if you want to surprise. We saw them play the Reinhardt with the Sim already. You could definitely surprise and attack, and gives you a lot more capabilities to look for plays if you're playing that Reinhardt Sim, rather than on defense when you're kind of limited to what corners you can actually play around. Of course, KOF is its own map type. There is a lot of compositions that's played only really on KOF. So it'd be interesting to see if these teams choose the same styles or if we do see a different matchup now, which is what I'm predicting. 20
I just
seconds left. Sorry, after you.
trying to fix
Yeah.
our scores here, but
Well, the red team is currently 1 up, so we can constantly keep updating that until the scoreboard is fixed. The sooner that is fixed, obviously, the better for the viewers, but we'll keep you updated. That right now, yes, Arctic are up 1-0 in this series, which actually means they also want match point because this is a first to 4, so it's a best first to 2. Best of 4, first to 2, sorry. So they are actually on match point here, the red team. So let's see if KFC with this loser's pick of Circuit Royale, whether or not they can tie up this series. So we are going to be seeing the Sigma as predicted, but we are going to see the sort of rush version of Sigma. What rush means is that effectively you want to play really aggressive into the enemy team. You want to try not to give them any space, so they're playing the Bastion May, and they're playing that Lucio for the speed. On attack here from Arctic, sorry. We are seeing the Pharaoh again without the Mercy, but this might just be for first fight, and we are going to see the Reinhardt May again. So already final point, Alpha's already had his icebox fox, he's forced, he gets concussed in by the Pharaoh, and they're going to pick him off. That's a nice early pick here for Arctic, basically kicking off where they started. Another rollout from Strox as well, he's being really impressive on that Lucio for looking for boobs. Manages to get a pick on Mr. Lupo. And just like that, it's just going to be a bit of cleanup here for Arctic. They are going to pick up Triagon now. This is just simple as just a little bit of cleanup. Just hoping not to trade anybody. Sun is kind of in a, well, kind of a bad position. There's going to be a slightly staggered here, but potentially, never mind, they're just going to leave him to get out. So swaps already coming in. Alpha onto the Soldier, off the May, and Triag was onto the Reinhardt originally, but now onto the Ramatra. Ramatra definitely an interesting pick versus this. At least now he has the speed, so he can actually look to brawl a little bit more on the front line. But there's already basically a shallow line for Jukko here. In fact, he's already got it with 2 huge 5 strikes there. There's a really early lap there from Sun, so the Shadow could come down here and it will be a guaranteed kill. There's a nade onto Triag. Is the Shadow going to come out? No, never mind, he's just going to kill. Propolis is the window from Sun on the high ground. Instantly gets walled off, and that is going to be the first point already to Antarctic, and they are kicking off right where they left off here on Calf with a 5-minute time bank now for the rest of Circuit Royale. The Sun is going to get picked off really late, and it's going to be a late stagger for KFC right now. Right now, just something still not working for KFC. I think they're making a lot of swaps to their comp. There's another one there. Sun has now gone to the Moira off the Baptiste. So it looks like they're just trying to find a solution right now, and it just looks like Arctic just know what they want to run. Bunch of ults coming on here. We're probably going to see a Nano Ryan. Looks like it could be a flank shelly here from Joker. No, never mind, he gets blocked. The Pharaoh barrage comes in, doesn't actually get a kill, dies to the Moira orb. Kind of interesting place. Beat comes out by Strike. There is the Nano Ryan now. The Male also coming out. Beat to respond. The Bastion will be frozen, but is there going to be anyone to focus him? In the meantime, Joker has just killed 2 people off there on the flank there. Sun does trade back the Ana. Just supports now left to stall for KSC, but it's not going to be able to stall for too much longer. Joker will eventually, Jokua, I think is how that's pronounced, maybe I'm wrong, I do apologise again, will take down Sun with that fire strike. He still has the Shadow, he didn't actually use it in the last fight, and it's the only ultimate right now that Arctic have to try and close out this 3rd point. Sun makes another swap now onto the Kiri. That's the Shadow onto the Kiriko himself, but not going to be able to finish. The Visor from Alpha is going to be able to pick up 2 onto the Pharaoh and to the Lucio, also touching the point here. This is an advantage to KSC. Let's see if they can actually take advantage of it. Alpha will pick off the Ana as well before losing his life. Jakuko, but he's already done the damage. Triag will finish him off with the punches, and Sun will pick up quickly, and that's going to be the first fight won here for the side of KSC on defense, and a chance just to maybe calm down a little bit and just regain their composure. A SoGin swap now will happen off the Pharaoh again over to the SoGin. This is going to be creating just another angle and 3 rail charge off the shield of Triag as well. Just a wall for Migley, so they're ready to rotate. Looks like he's going to split off here from his team with the Lucio, but they will get scouted. Going to be interested here just to see Nano coming up for KSC, who that's going to go on probably on Triag with his ult. Joko is in there right now. Alpha will fall to Mickley in the flank. Triag tries to use his ram, instantly gets stepped. Copa will get traded. He's down 2 right now. Lupo is dead. This ultimate from Triag will get 1 pick onto Joko. They're going to use the beat here, Triag, just to push through because they're in a 4v2 right now. The Susie will come out onto Triag. Some will lose their life. And it's just Triag alone here left to contest. Alpha's making the swap over to the Reaper to get back slightly faster from the Soldier, but he's a little bit too late here. Just gets naded, and he's just trying to stall right now. They actually put the Nano in the Bastion ult comes out as well. They can maybe turn it. Clipper manages to get a nade onto Anna, so he gets traded. May ult from Mickley comes out into the Kitsune Rush. Alpha will pick up Joko. Everyone's trading. Mickley's picked up 2 thanks to that Blizzard, and also kills Copa. No heals online for both teams right now. Alpha manages to kill the Soldier, and just like that, Triag managed to make it back, and somehow KFC are just about able to hold on there, but it cost them everything that they had in their book. Alpha now the only one close to an ultimate, while Arctic are coming up to that Nano Reinhardt again, as well as the Overclock. Going to be interesting now to see just if Alpha can actually make anything work with this Reaper. He needs to get it first before he can even look to try and make a play. Triag tries to make a play, we will force the Maywall. That's good, that gives him a little bit more freedom pre-fight. There's the Shadow. Oh, it's a huge 5-man Shadow. The Nano maybe wasn't even necessary, but you know what, that just cleans it up, and just like that, a huge play coming in there from Jokura, and that will be the 2nd point catch with about a minute probably added onto the time bank here. I think it's about a minute and 30 being added on, and just like that, the Overclock was also used. Maybe a little bit of an over-investment, but a huge shallow play coming in from Jokura to hit 5. And they will cap the 2nd point. Triag is actually going to get punished here potentially if they've been a bit early. Alpha will get punished by the Soj with the railgun. Triag is very, very low. He does actually die to the fire strike. Joko is having a hell of a game with Reinhardt right now. I mean, his supports are doing a fantastic job to keep him alive, but he's already 60% to another Shala. This man is trying his best to do his Cloudy impression on this Reinhardt. Again, Alpha still the only person on KC here on the defense that actually has any form of ultimate to try and make a play. But right now, I think they're just looking the way better team at the moment. So KFC, they're going to have to come up with something here just to stop this momentum again that's happening here. They will take this high ground now. They are going to poke down. Joko looks to try going for a pin, but he gets slipped and also gets naded. So he's a bit low right now. The beat comes up by Storix, but it's too late to actually save him. So he will die to the Reaper ult, but they will trade back the Bastion, but Mickley will also fall. And I think that will be the actual reset now for Arctic. They may unfortunately didn't get value of the beat from Storix, just a little bit too late to save Jokura on that Reinhardt. He's now making the swap over to the Sigma. An interesting choice, but Sigma definitely a better pick versus Bastion and Reinhardt. So probably a smart swap here. They will swap off the Lucio as well and go back. So they're definitely looking to play a lot slower here. I would have Triag. They have a better comp for this. They're going to coming up on a Nano here. Probably going to see a Nano Ram with a Matro ult probably coming out here. Also, they could see a rush. Triag is about to be very, very speedy. And I'm not talking about the player here in this next fight. As Arctic just approaching not really with anything here, just looking to poke for some cooldowns. There's a wall that comes out there onto Alpha. Alpha's going to get nanoed, he also gets Suzu. The ult for Triag comes out, forces that lamp instantly. Mickey is split at the moment in the back line, but no one really paying attention to him. They will eventually die. Chuka will also fall to the Ramel, and that will be another reset here for Arctic. The ults though, 2 ults burned from the defenders here of KFC to win that fight, and now the Nano and the Overclock coming up on the attack for Arctic. Going to make a swap over to the Zarya from the Sigma. A bit of an interesting choice here, but maybe just looking to bubble somebody away from this Bastion ult that's just coming in now. There's the Overclock, the Kiwi ult will also come in. There's the Bastion ult, lands straight on top of the Baptiste's head. He falls over. There's the Nano Soj, you'll get 1 pick, but he will fall. Alpha will find out, now the bubble comes out onto Mickley, trying to keep him alive, trying to get him closer to the ultimate Alpha. Again, we'll take him out. Alpha with a 3k in this fight. Junker the only one left alive, other than the Anna. Reaper ult will come in from Alpha, manages to pick off the Anna. Junker is still stalling at the moment. Alpha kills the Lucio again. Alpha with a 5k with a couple of respawns here. We'll also pick up the Soldier after Junker goes down, and in the end, KFC will hold just around the corner here on this 3rd point. That's still a very, very good push though from Arctic. So a big test for KSC, but definitely winnable for them. I think really a lot of people will say what was the turning point there for KSC for why they were actually able to hold. And I really have to just highlight Alpha on that Reaper. He was getting a lot of value with his flanks. He got a lot of picks, especially in that last fight there. We saw him effectively kill 6 people between the 2 respawns that came back. Also getting really good value with the Reaper ults as well, with getting kills consistently. So I think that Reaper swap has definitely helped KSC sort of fight the aggression that Arctic was playing with at the start, and especially on Koth. So I would like to see him stay to that pick if possible, but it's a little bit more difficult on attack. So it wouldn't surprise me if they are going to be playing something a bit more like the Hanzo, which is what they're currently showing at the moment. Meanwhile, on the defense here, Arctic, really good attack. Like, that's a very good position where you can hold. Looks like they're going to be looking to hold close here. Coming out with the Alari Anna with Arissa, Torbjorn, May. Now, this comp is a very interesting comp. It's a lot of damage that's going to be coming away of KFC here. And a lot of sustainability as well from every single one of these heroes. Then won't be able to die very quick. Now, wait on a second. We look like we've got a strategy here from KFC. They're going out far right. The Life Weaver is out. Oh my god, they're over the roof. Triac with the slow. Alpha in with that Reaper swap onto the backline. Will kill the pylon, but unfortunately won't actually get the kill onto the lorry themselves. Kopo though will fall because he's not able to escape from the high ground fast enough with the dash, so he will lose his life. The payload is not being pushed right now. Now it has been being pushed. Just a little bit. Triac being warded off here. Might be being punished. Will actually get slept. We'll be interested to see if they can actually punish this. Maybe not. He stays alive. The pylon's in a very, very interesting position right now to heal them here on defense. Arctic. Right. Again, the question comes in. Lupo gets anti-nated. The wall will miss. Triac trying to do some damage with his punches right now, but Joka just doing a really good job at keeping them at bay. Another sleep thought comes out onto Lupo on the payload, unfortunately not going to be a punish. May getting very, very close though to this. May already on the point for Arctic. Had their ice block forced though, so they will have to back up a good space, but they will pick up Triac actually. He gets a little bit too over aggressive, trying to get that trade pick. Mickey will find Sun, and just like that, that will be first fight over with there. Arctic will hold, despite a very interesting, intriguing play coming in from KSC there on the attack, trying to catch them by surprise, which is unfortunately left Kopo. He just have the he's just made it back. So we do have the Sun. Can't remember the official name of the Alari's ultimate. I know everyone just calls it the Sun. So that is online here for the defenders. Going to be a coalescence coming in by Sun on the attack though, not the ultimate, just the actual player themselves. The ultimate comes in. Triac will be able to find a pick onto Strokes though before they can use that ult, but some will go down to the Torb turret. That's on an angle. Wall comes in trying to punish Triac, who's now swapped over to the Orisa. There is now another Orisa on the pick on the field now for Juka. He's taking a lot of damage there, might be able to fall. Really good healing coming in here by the Ana. Try and keep them alive. Avo unfortunately will lose their life though. It looks like the Ana will also fall. Mickey trades it back with Alpha. They believe this is winnable. They will use this Alari ult. It's going to be a huge Alari ult. Will take out Sun. They're also able to take out Lupo. And there's a battle going on the platform at the moment between the Alari and the Azaria. Neither one of them coming out on top. Until Mickey finally finds that final blow onto Triac. And just like that, we're less than 40 seconds remaining here. Alpha's now made the swap over to the Sim. Another good choice versus Orisa because you can just kind of beam a Melter. Quite pro though, sticking to the Life Weaver. An interesting pick here. Triac finds an early pick onto Alpha. That's a really early Bastion ult as well by Lupo. Just trying to get some form of pick. Will get walled off just some fine. There's a lot of ults available here for Arctic. So they just have to play this very, very smart. And I have to say right now, Arctic are the favourites. Can KFC do anything? They'll Triac leading up to this Graviton Surge right now. The May ult will come out trying to deny the touch. Some will be able to touch, but there's now a Torbjorn ult as well there. So touching is going to be really tough for KSC. Triac will get that Graviton Surge on there. We'll hit 3, they'll trade 2. There's the Orisa ult happening and he kills Sun. Triac gets traded back, Mickey gets traded back right now. We're in a 3v2 situation right now for KFC. They need to find these picks and fast. Joka managed to take out Quaipo. Now we're in a 2v2 situation. Lupo will also fall to Ava. It's just Alpha left. Triac spots with a wrecking ball, trying to get back fast as he can. Alpha, Sun's also back on the Lucio. Triac manages to touch, but the Maywall blocks him off. He also gets speed, but he's able to touch. There's an ult from spawn from Triac, so we hit Triac. That will slow him down. He's going to explode. No, he managed to stay alive. Sun there with the amp. So will fall though to the Javelin Surge. triangle forward, and that will be game, set, and match to Arctic with the 2-0, and a quite dominant performance yet again on Circuit Royale here.
It's well done both teams. Arctic takes the match win, and next we will invite the third team to the competition, Wild Children. Okay. So in the next matchup we will have Arctic go against Wild Children, so KFC can take the bench for a while. Let's invite Wild Children to the team lobby.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, if I'm Wild Children, if I was looking at this performance right now, I think they seem very well drilled. They have definitely warmed up. So it's definitely going to be probably difficult for Wild Children to come in here to try and give a challenge. But I think there was definitely, KFC, they definitely proved between map 1 and map 2 there. I think the aggression from Antarctic is definitely something we were hinting at that is very, very good. They seem very disciplined with when they're going in and when they're not. And I think really individual players are doing a lot of plays. Mikley, he's playing that Tourbillon and he's getting a lot of value from the Tourbillon. We saw a double hammer kill that came out on Li Jiang, for example. So be interesting to see how how they're going to deal with that really coming into it with Wild Children, because I'm looking at their the picture right now in terms of probably their favorite heroes, and I'm seeing a Doomfist being on there for the tank of Mango Rock. So could that be something that's going to be it's this different tempo really to play versus the Reinhardt if you do play the Doomfist into them. Also, it's quite good versus Torb really, because the turret kind of gives them charge punch if they, it will just shoot you and give you a charge punch, which is a really good engagement tool. So I think we're going to see different matchups here for Arctic. So it'd be interesting to see how they adapt.
So next map, Ilios. I will switch the team names for the stream as well, so it looks a bit better.
So we're just waiting for the teams to be ready here. So, we're going to Ilios, a map where, a lot of different comps can be played. We saw Avu bring out the Pharaoh a couple of times during that last series. Pharaoh also very good on Ilios, so potential to see that. It's also a good map for Torb as well. I was just saying about Mikley finding a lot of value with that Tourbillon with their turret placement. Sorry, and also just with their ultimate being in really good positions as a lot of picks. So I kind of feel like Ilios is a map that does favor the picks that we have seen Arctic playing, but Wild Children, they are a wild card. We haven't seen them play yet in this tournament, so let's see what they have to bring to the table.
Okay, teams marked ready. Let's go and see how Ilios will show.
Yeah, and I'm very interested, as I hinted to it, that I read a little bit about these teams, and at least judging by what I presume is their favorite hero, which they've put in the banners for us. Mango Rockies put that Doomfist there, as I mentioned. It's a very interesting pick into what we were seeing being played by Arctic. So that's probably one player that I will be looking at to see if they can get a lot of value if they do end up playing that Doomfist pick here on Ilios, which will be starting at Ilios well. So I think, as most people would know, there's a massive hole in the middle of this point. So there's a lot of chances for environmentals, and we already saw Stryax do that on Li Jiang with the Lucio. So potentially they will be looking to do the same plays again here on Ilios. And also, I mentioned about Avo playing the Farah. Also, very good Farah map for that concussion blast that can knock people also into that well. Jukra also right now showing the Orisa, who's also very good for putting people in that well. So Arctic already understanding the map a little bit in terms of maybe looking for some environmental capabilities as well. While Wild Children here, at least originally, are showing us an Orisa comp of their own, but with a Zen Mercy. So a lot of spam damage, but a very slow-based comp here onto Koth, which I never particularly like the slow comps on Koth, just because I feel like your speed and aggression are definitely your best friend here. But we will be seeing dual Orisas. Mikli has set up their Torbjorn turret. Avu looking just to get a bit aggressive. Torbjorn turret will actually fall to Mango Rock, who is going to get booped off. There we go. Strix was waiting in the corner there for that boop, waiting for that Orisa to pull up. Tortilla will fall, but will get raised, but then Snappy will trade their life for that. Anna will pick onto the Bastion. Mikli and Jukra will pick up again, and Arctic again will take first percentage here. Snappy now making a swap over to the Lucia. I believe we will probably see Neon swap here. There's a concussion burst onto Mango Rock there just as a stagger was happening. Neon Rogue still showing the Zen at the moment. Snappy trying to get really aggressive, looking for Lucio boop here. Probably not the best idea, but it looks like they will escape. Mango up now, swapping over to the Wrecking Ball. So looking to go a bit more divey here, but I've got a lot of questions about this support lineup here. Mikli's going to find Neon Rogue, just as I'm speaking about it. The Lucio's then a very non-traditional backline. Not a bad backline, but very non-traditional. Joker will pick up Tortilla on the side. And Ibulu is kind of in a load of trouble right now on the point, and will also find themselves into the well to join their friends from earlier on in the round. So Wild Children here definitely making some interesting comp spots, something different from what we saw in the last round, and Mango Up's going to get speared into the well there by Druko as well. I think right now they're just playing extremely well. They're just playing very reactive, a completely different style really from the last series when they were playing a lot more aggressive with this Lucio Orisa comp. They're playing a lot more reactive. Now we can see the aggression coming in a little bit more as well. Children's made a few swaps. We're over to the back now from Snappy. That's their third hero of this round already. Lamp being forced really, really early here by Ava, who also has the barrage who could go for it in this nice little tight corridor here. He's just going to pick off Tortilla with the normal rockets anyway. Mango Rock trying to get aggressive here with Neon Rogue. Sorry. Will end up falling to the Torbjorn altar here for Mikli, and I mean I hate to say this, but this round has not been close. Arctic keeping the momentum from their last series coming into this first round here of Ilios. Well, I'm not even sure if a touch can happen. Tortilla doesn't get a pick though onto Mikli. That will force the beat here, but unfortunately they're fighting off the point, and it's going to be 100%, and a touch doesn't come out from Wild Children. And Arctic right now just continuing that momentum from what we saw in the last series, but also changing their style, as I said, looking to play a lot more passive rather than aggressive originally. So Wild Children.
I saw some hero swaps from Wild Children, and I think it's good that they realized that, okay, this is not working what we tried first. Maybe we should try to approach the problem with some different heroes. So it's good that they are thinking what to do.
Yeah, for sure. It's interesting because again, I'm looking at people's profiles, well, not people's profiles, but just the banners that we've been given of favorite heroes, and I'm seeing here Neon Rogue, they're staying on this Zenyatta, but they said they were an Ana, they've got an Ana in their banner profile, so it's like, they could play the Ana here easily, but we're back onto the Mercy Zen again from Wild Children here with the Rhine Chocolat Bastion. Now this comp is again very, very interesting. Well, Arctic, they're sticking to the same, but Jukka is just now coming out onto the Doomfist of their own, rather than the Orisa will instantly find a pick onto Iblu. Neon Rogue will fall again to the Ana before the fight starts. Snappy is also dead, and right now, we're saying about swaps that Wild Children have been making. They need to make some more now versus this comp, because they cannot stay on these hero swaps. We've already seen it now. Neon Rogue now onto the Ana that I was just speaking about. Be interested to see if we see any more changes coming in from Wild Children, because right now Arctic, they're just taking advantage right now, and Mango Rock is in trouble and will find himself dead now. Will get punished for that little flank attempt that he was going for there, as look like Arctic. They're just getting a little bit more aggressive here. Avo just doing some poke damage onto Tortilla, trying to find and pick them off. They'll actually pick off Mikkely, actually. It's a huge pick, but Avo will trade them back. Strayax will pick off Blue, and even though Mangarok comes back to join, he must most likely just going to rejoin them back in the spawn room pretty soon. Ultimate coming in from Chuka will land, doesn't actually land on top of anybody, so it doesn't kill anybody, but they're still in fighting right now. Blue trying to hit the tech, goes for the tech, misses it. Avo will punish them. And also punish Snappy with the rockets. Mangarok's made a play. So go to the point as Avo's also picked off Mean Rogue on the side. Mangarok will fall, and we're going to be over 60 to 70% here for Arctic before the next fight starts. Tatia will die to Mikkely from range. A sniper Torbjorn coming out there. Just right now, Arctic they're just taking advantage right now. I think they're just very warmed up from their last series. I believe will find themselves back in the spawn room. Strayax is trying to kill off Snappy, unfortunately he's not able to do it. Mangarok looks like he's going to try and force the objective again here. Just try and get some attention on him so his team can actually walk up, as Tatia now makes a swap off the Bastion to the Soldier. Mangarok is going to fall though, and just like that we're in last fight territory here, and no ults have had to be used for Arctic other than the Doom ult. Avo will barrage in the room, will pick off 2 onto the Soldier and the Mercy. Neon Rogue will also fall. And right now Arctic are again very dominant on the Kof pick here and will take a 1-0 lead in this series.
Well done. And okay, let's see play of the game. What happened here? First, but
Play of the game.
we know that Arctic and KFC, they are pre-made teams. They are used to play with each other, and this team was built for this tournament, so there might not be as much training time as the other teams have had. But really good job here, both teams. Next we will have KFC against Wild Children. And Arctic is for sure in the finals, but let's see which team joins them after the next match.
Oh, we play it. So yeah, Arctic will secure their place in the final, which, as I mentioned, it's kind of hard coming in after the enemy team has just played a series where they also looked quite dominant versus KFC as well, especially on Kof of Li Jiang. So this is going to be an interesting thing. You made a point about obviously teams that are played together, teams that are just made for this tournament, and that can also definitely affect how you play. Nerves could definitely come into it as well. Obviously we're being streamed. Maybe some of the players are a bit nervous. They shouldn't be nervous, but it's just natural. It's going to be interesting to see because it felt like we spoke a lot about Arctic's really aggressive tempo, was how they were beating KFC on Calf and also on circuit to an extent. Pardon me. So it's going to be very interesting. Wild Children definitely that team that's got a lot less synergy, not really used to playing against that style. And it was sort of clear and obvious that they were struggling. They were trying to make some swaps. They weren't able to find a solution. Whether or not they're going to have a similar problem versus KFC here, because from what we saw from KFC in the last series, they seem to play a lot more reactive with their picks. So this could be an interesting matchup, just in terms of styles from both teams. Again, I'll be also looking out. Alpha, he had a massive performance on that Reaper on Circle Royale. So I feel like here, if KC are going to get a lot of success, I feel like they have to try and put Alpha on that Reaper as much as possible.
So we are... Oh! They asked... Just a moment. I was trying to take a shortcut, so true, we only played the controller map. I'm not going to swap the teams just yet. We have one map to play. Pardon me. So.
I was. So it looks like we will actually be returning to Arctic versus Wild Children.
Yes, Arctic will have to play one map more.
Apologies for the confusion, as we will look to get Arctic back into the lobby so we can actually finish that series off.
That's why you have to learn math, so you can count to 2 matches at least.
So you can count to 2 at least. Will help. As a reminder for people that are just tuning in, we are playing a best of 4 for this tournament, which means it's a first 2-2 map wins. So as Arctic will look to rejoin the lobby, they will be a map up and on match point again versus Wild Children, who will have losers pick though for Escort. So let's see, maybe they've got an idea. We mentioned that they're not actually a preset team. They're a team that were made for this tournament, so maybe their practice time's a lot more limited. But maybe they have an idea of what map they want to go to and some compositions that they can force.
So Wild Children is taking a map pick, and the winner Arctic gets to choose which side they will take.
Yeah, gonna be interesting. I mean, as far as if my memory serves me correct, they do have every map in the game to pick from for Escort. So the map pools are very, very open. As I mentioned, as we already mentioned, Wild Children not a preset team, specifically made for this tournament. So practice time might have been a bit lower than Arctic or KFC, the other 2 teams in this tournament. But losers pick, you always you're given an advantage to try and force a map that thinks suits your characters and your heroes a bit more. Looks like we will be seeing a return though to Monaco, to Circuit Royale again.
Oh,
this
is
Escort pick.
interesting. But maybe this is actually like a strategy. They saw what comps Arctic was playing, so maybe they have been studying. We don't know.
But maybe they've come up with an idea. I mean, we're seeing right now that they're actually making a substitution as well. We have Vanko Duck. I'm just going to call them Duck. I apologize. I won't be able to pronounce your full name. Is going to be coming in for Tortilla, as I was calling them as well. Also, won't be able to say your full name. So, it looks like, they're picking Circuit Royale. As mentioned, it was played in the previous series by Arctic. And, they're also making a substitution. So it's going to be interesting, that leans to them maybe having, a different idea of what they want to play. It does also mean right now, at least from what I'm seeing from their banners, that they currently have 3 support players playing. So could be a very niche strategy here that they've not shown. Potentially going to be played here by Wild Children here on the defense. Of course, we do have to remember the players can also put stuff in their banner, which is not their favorite heroes, and just to kind of troll us a little bit, so we can have a bit of fun trying to work out what their favorite heroes are. But yeah, so Wild Children, they come in, they map down, we go back to Circuit Royale, back to Monaco, where Arctic obviously just won their first series of this tournament against KFC, looking to win it again to definitely secure their spot in the finals. Right, as the timer will start to count. 40 seconds now for the defense to set up a Wild Children, and if I'm not mistaken, there are some swaps that are occurring here. So, very interesting stuff going in from Wild Children here on defense. We're having a few wall swaps occurring here with the substitution of Duck coming in. I did mention that they had 3 support players, so we're going to have Snappy going onto the Genji, but we also have Negan Rogue, who is also playing support, now going over to play the tank role, as Mango Rock is going to jump onto the Junkrat here. Some interesting role swaps here and comp swaps coming in from Wild Children. Let's see if that can make the difference here for them, as Strix instantly gets a pick on the Zenyatta to open it up here for Arctic. Will fall though, will lose their lives to Snappy, but not before Junko is able to pick off Mango Rock onto this Junkrat. Again, Mikali showing this Torbjorn pick, getting a pick onto Negan Rogue on the Zarya. Snappy will get picked up, and just like that, first fight will go to Arctic, but I'd like to get your opinion here, Sonia, on these wall swaps that have occurred. Do we feel like this is a good idea at this point in the series, or a bad idea? Never mind, I will tell you the answer. I think it's a bad idea really at this point, but maybe, again, you know, we did mention they're a team made specifically for this tournament, so maybe they're just trying to find the people on their best roles, really, which is never really a good thing to try and do when you're in the mid of a tournament, but maybe sometimes you don't have a choice. You know, you lost the first map quite convincingly, you have to make some changes, as Mickey, again, is just going to get a pick onto Mango Rock on the Junkrat. Avu with the pick onto Snappy, so they will go down. And just that Arctic picking off again right where they left off. They might have left the server and had to come back to the lobby after a little bit of a break, but they are really not missing a single beat here on Circuit Royale and in this series in general. Mikli again with another pick onto Mango Rock on this Torbjorn, doing a lot of work. Snappy is making a swap over to the Sombra now off the Genji. Negan Rogue is onto the Ramacha off the Zarya, so a few more comp swaps coming in here from Wild Children, just trying to find a solution to what Arctic is playing. I also didn't mention that Jacob actually made the swap over to the Reinhardt from the Winston that they were playing. A good swap versus what Wild Children was actually playing, because it's a little bit of a tough character to play. Strix is going to pick off Mango Rock again. They are dead first on that Junkrat, and maybe now, you know, we are seeing a little bit. You know, I mentioned about them swapping roles over to DPS. Maybe we are seeing that just a little bit of inexperience on the role there, as Junkrat picking off again where they picked off in the last series with another 3k. Snappy going for a hack here on 2 Space Cats, as I will now call them. Snappy will actually get that kill as well onto the Widowmaker, but will probably go down because they're 1 HP. Yeah, they will get picked up by Strikes. Joker again, oh my god, off of my screen, gets a pick onto Mango Rock. Negan Rogue is onto the Wrecking Ball, trying to maybe cause a little bit more disruption to this backline of this Ana Zen. Very survivable, very easy to dive if you have a Sombra that's able to set up to, you know, engage on the slam. Arrow will swap off the Widow onto the Genji, and they're able to chase down Doc and pick them off in this fight. And the payload right now is just pushing. Negan Rogue trying to set up. Snappy will get picked again by Avu. He does slam into the Zenyatta, but unfortunately he's on his own. The cleanse will come in by iBlue just to keep him alive for a little bit longer. He will actually get the slam kill there onto the Ana of just coming. So he's able to stay alive here. Junkrat will be able to pick off iBlue, and Negan Rogue will get picked off by Strikes. But Arctic did lose their Ana here, so you know they do have a lack of healing. Junkrat with a pin kill onto Doc, who's now swapped off the Mercy to the Alari. But will lose his life to Snappy, who's now swapped over to the Bastion. A lot of swaps coming in here from Wild Children, not only hero swaps, but also in role swaps, as we previously mentioned. Mango Rock will be able to trade his life for others that will equal it out. Torbjorn also going to be coming out with the Transcendence here on to the point. Mickley going to be able to pick off Snappy, picking up again. Stray Box is going to use the kick to take down the Kiriko here on defense. Shadow's going to come in. Neon Rogue will be Shadow, but not before he's able to take out the Anna. Tire coming in from Mango Rock. Is that going to get a kill? Yes, it takes down Mickley. Also makes Jukura very, very low here on the right heart, but he's just going to try and look to push it in. Duck walking in a straight line, trying to touch the point will die. To Jukura just swinging. Also being able to pick up Snappy. Swaps coming in last minute, just being able to touch the point here. Neon Rogue with the mines will be able to stop the payload for the time being with the mine Stroax. They will pick off, I believe it's just Neon Rogue just left alone here with their mines to stall. Strix trying to kill him with the Discord on him, but he's just going to spin to win right now. Spin to stall more like. If Strix is going to get low, looks like he's going to die to Mango Rock. It does. Blade's going to come out low from Avo. They're going to look to try and still win this fight. Despite being down one, we'll pick off Snappy, but we'll trade his life to Mango Rock. The Nano's going to come in from Juskman onto Mickley on the Torbjorn. Looks like he's trying to go for a hammer kill. His Joker's going to get a pin kill into Neon. He will pick off Mango Rock with his turret. I believe will fall, and that will be it. And they will finish the map, Antarctic, this time. With just under 3 minutes in their time peg. And Wild Children, they're struggling a little bit to find the answer in this series.
Initiating match.
Now, 10 seconds before Wild Children will start their attack here. On their pick as well of Circuit Royale here, but Arctic, again, I think just really showing that just more synergy that they've got together as a team.
Here we actually see Jonskiman go sniper DPS role. He was playing Ana, and he's known to be a really good Ana. But we also happen to know that Jonski has really deadly aim, so let's see what kind of work we see here.
Well, I mean, Anna to Widow, it's a character that, you know, DPS players do play Anna a lot. If they can't play DPS with ranked, the thing used to be a thing before Walkure was introduced to the game. Again, we're seeing more changes here from Wild Children. We now have Snappy over to the tank as Neon Rogue will actually return back to their original support role here on the Anna. And also Duck is now changed over as well to DPS now to replace Snappy going to tank or strikes. We'll actually pick off Duck actually as I'm just saying about that. Avos did actually lose their life though, so they will be coming back on the Winston. There is Neon Rogue is sneaking up on Juskma. Managed to pick him up there, just sneaking up the stairs. Not before they managed to find the pick onto Duck though. Strayax will go down to Snappy, and that's actually going to be a first fight win. Oh, as we have a disconnect from Jakuru. And do we have a pause?
Yes.
Coming in. Unfortunate disconnect there from Arctic. It's just happened. Gives us a little bit of time though to talk about Wild Children here. Made some swaps, you know, again, some people have changed some roles around. You know, Snappy onto that roll card was able to get a pick, you know, that was able to help. It looks like, I mean, I don't want to accuse Arctic of anything here, but I've just seen that Juskmin has now swapped back onto their original role of Anna after the disconnect has happened to be able to do that. So I feel like that's a little bit of cheating coming in there from Arctic potentially. As Juko will now join back.
Okay, let's see if everything is good there and
I think they are
continue.
ready. So
okay.
I might be wrong about the swapping of the roles. I think I am actually, so don't take my word for it. Just an interesting thing that happened with the disconnect. Okay, yeah, both teams are ready. See some more changes as well. Duck has now decided to go on to the Widowmaker, which would have been a mirror for John's coming if they hadn't already swapped to the Anna. So we'll now swap back onto the Widowmaker. So we will see Widowmaker duel here. on Circuit Royale, which is, as I was speaking about in the first series, is very, very common. Avo will now swap over to the Ramatra. Chuka now going back onto the Baptiste, and I don't believe they were on Baptiste originally. But Wild Children looking to try and get around the first corner here, 2 minutes 40 on the time bank. Just Green will be able to pick off iBlue though with that nice headshot. That's going to be in the opener here for Arctic to try and look to get a little bit more aggressive here onto Snappy of this Roadhog, who's kind of stuck in a corner. Looks like they will be able to escape though with the healing of Neon Rogue and also just the self-healing that Roadhog has. Dryx though is able to pick off Ducks. That's the Widow Jewel. One for Just Green by not even actually having to fight the Widowmaker himself. Snappy is low. Will fall to Avo. Just going to be a little bit of a cleanup here and a bit of a just the first time that, you know, Arctic have kind of been challenged so far on this map. They will be able to stabilize now after the pause that obviously occurred. Doc now making another swap over to the Ash now away from the Widowmaker. Doesn't want to take the Widowmaker duel after actually dying to people that weren't the Widowmaker. Druko will pick off Mango Rock, and there's the Widow again of John's Command picking off Duck again from this nice little statue position that you can see where the Widowmaker is playing. Lamp being used by Chuka, that might have been a fat finger, could have been punished for that. Wall's going to be coming out now from Johnson Command. Straybox is going to pick off a Mango Rock with that. There's a trance by Straybox now. Got a bit low, so decided to put the chance to stay alive. Johnson Command will pick off Duck yet again. Unfortunately, Duck not having a good time on that DPS swap between rounds. Snappy just using his whole hog here onto Avo in spawn. Don't think he's going to be able to pick up a kill here. Kyriel also, they're going to be coming out for the last part of it. Maybe a trade's going to come in and Mickey will fall in his Tourbillon, or but not before actually able to take out iBlue with his Tourbillon turret that he's already pre-had set up. Transkyman will find another pick onto Mango Rock. Snappy's very low, he'll fall also to the top turret and Mickey, and it's just chilling on the high ground here. Can't really be destroyed right now by the comp that Wild Children is playing. But Transkyman again is going to pick off Duck, who's not having a very good round after being subbed in specifically for this map. Window now online for defense. Mango Rock looking for a flank play here with the Junkrat. He'll most likely fall, and in the meantime both supports on Team Wild Children as far to Strix and Avo in this spawn. Mickey has managed to pick off Mango Rock with a top of it. John Skyman, oh my god, he's managed to kill Duck again. Kind of just bullying him right now in this sort of hit scan matchup. Snappy tries to swap over to the Doomfist, he'll instantly die before he can even touch the point. Duck now swaps back over to the Widowmaker, looking for a pick. I don't think there's going to be a touch coming in from Wild Children. Avo's Ramatra ulting in their spawn, and just like that, Arctic will secure the 2-0 win again in this series and their spot in the finals of this tournament. And I will have to admit, Wild Children, I hope that this was more just of a warm-up for them for when they play the next series against KFC, because that was a little bit rough.
Yeah, so now it's time for KFC to come to play the game against Wild Children. Okay, time to swap teams.
Right, there we go. So yes, we teased this, the Wild Children versus KFC matchup a few minutes ago. We're a little bit preemptive though with getting into the series, but now we will actually be getting into the series for real. Busan is going to be our first map. Can't really say which team is actually going to support the most, to be honest. I feel like both teams had their strengths and weaknesses. Well, children, unfortunately, definitely kind of falling victim to not being a team before this tournament. You can tell that they're definitely on different pages. We've got people wall swapping before the map, in the map. So yeah, I think Wild Children right now they just need to try and get a balance of like the right 5 people playing the heroes that they want to play. As I say, we have the banner in terms of people with their favorite roles. So I feel like maybe they just kind of stick to that. It looks like again we will be seeing Jock in the starting 5 here rather than Tortilla again. So again, that probably shows that there will be some changes again with what comps they're going to play from the original COF map that they played. KC, we know a lot about these players. They've played in these tournaments before. They obviously played against Arctic not long ago in a series, and it was kind of close, at least on Circuit Royale. Again, I mentioned about Alpha finding a lot of value on that Reaper. So it'd be interesting to see if KFC lean into that a little bit more going into this series now against Wild Children on Busan to try and secure their place for the rematch, really, against Arctic. Busan will be loading up. I wonder which map we're going to be starting on first. I haven't seen it yet, so let's see.
Match.
Oh, well, right now for me, I'm in the sky, so I can't see which round we're starting on right now. So
Same here. I have seemed to find some new places in Busan.
yeah, seems like the
Okay. Maybe we get to see the actual map when the game starts, but
yes, it seems like Blizzard have decided that they want to show us different parts of Busan that have never been seen before. So enjoy the views while you can.
Ready for battle.
And we will actually be starting our mecha base. That will be the first map that we'll be starting. Sorry, the first round we'll be starting on the map of Busan here. Already, we're looking at some, swaps. Neon Rogue is back over to that tank role, which says he'd show for a round of Circuit Royale. Now showing the Junker Queen. No Snappy back onto the DPS. Duck will be on support, which is their favorite role from what we know of the information of them.
2, 1.
And Mango Rock onto the Junkrat again. So KSC going to be starting off here with, well, hello. They are bringing out the Metacomp, ladies and gentlemen, or at least the previous Metacomp of the Bastion main with Sigma Bap, Lucio. Obviously, this was better in Overwatch League, but with Sojourn instead of Bastion after he got the nerf. But they are bringing out this sort of bigger competition, which shows me KSC aren't here to play around. They want to get the series done, get a bit of warm up ready for when they have to face the finals of Antarctic maybe again. Snappy is in on his own, being frozen right now by Alpha, will fall before he's able to get picked. Mango Rock looking to make a play on this Junkrat, will cushion himself in, but unfortunately won't find anything. Duck will fall to Triagi. Well, Mango Rock actually is able to pick off Alpha before dying to Dr. Lupo, and just like that, Triagi's going to get the rock onto Neon Rogue. They will be able to take them out. Snappy will make another swap onto Sombra here. It seems like KFC will be taking that first fight, and they'll be looking to set up on the high ground here, just above the point. And they definitely have, I would have to say, KFC definitely have a way better comp to play versus this. Mango Rock is in versus Alpha, trying to get a pick. We will thought Alpha would be able to pick off Ibulu. And again, this leads back basically to what I was saying, that they're kind of not really on the same page here at the moment, Wild Children. I think they just need to just, take a breath and sort of regroup. Snappy is actually able to get a pick onto Lupus. That's kind of a big pick really, and a good opener for them, but he will be chased down and will actually be picked off. So right now, Wild Children, you just came off a series, maybe it wasn't the best series, you're still a bit nervous. I think right now you just need to take a breath, just calm down. You're still in the series, you're still in the tournament, so don't get too carried away with trying to make plays for no reason, as Mango Rock's actually going to be found again by Alpha, trying to set up a flank angle there. Neon Rogue again is also pushing up on his own right now, might be punished, gets the shout out. Maybe just get the knife to try to be able to give himself some more healing. He won't go down. Snappy is actually able to find Lupu again, this time with the help of the virus, and before finishing him off with just 4 damage. Neon Rogue though will fall, as will Duck again. Snappy tried to do a lot of work on this Sombra. It's building up this EMP rather fast. But unfortunately, we're already at over 75% here for KFC, and no ultimates having to be used by them. they will have an advantage. Mangarok again is flanking and trying to touch the point, trying to concussion blast onto the high ground, but he won't miss. It will fall to Sun. Ibulu again is going to fall to Alpha. Seems to constantly be finding him. Snappy is in there with the hack onto Sun, trying to get the pick. Unfortunately, won't get it. Has to TP out. Might get found here by Sun and will fall before he gets the EMP off. Triag is Jungle Queen ulting. Sorry, Jungle Queen ult being cancelled there by Triag with the flux after the first choke, and that is going to be 100% to 0 here for KSC. And as I said, definitely, we didn't see them play this matchup and this composition versus Arctic. So this is, they've had a bit of a break. They've come back into the series after losing their first one and have made some comp swaps, and they look pretty good. And yet again, for some reason, Blizzard has decided to put me outside of the map, so now I can actually rejoin. We're going to be going to downtown now next, so it'll be interesting to see if KSC will stick to the same composition, and also be interested to see if Wild Children maybe make some changes to what they played, which looks very likely already, because we are seeing a tracer coming out now from Mango Rock and Snappy. Looks like they will start on the Sombra, which they was getting a lot of value from in that previous round. But KSC, I mentioned about it, Alpha, on to that Reaper pick where they got a lot of value in their last series versus Arctic. It's going to be the Reaper Genji, Lucio, Kiri, Sigma. So a lot more aggressiveness going out here from KSC with this comp pick. Triag's going to get really aggressive now, looking for a rock. Unfortunately, won't land it. Snappy is actually over to the Widow rather than the Sombra. Decides to go for a long-range hit scan here on downtown. Normally a very good pick, but let's see if they can actually find the opportunities to get a pick onto someone. The pause has now been called, which will eventually probably have them. We're able to. Is the pause button not working?
It's not.
Oh, there we go. Now it's working. Unfortunately, Overwatch having problems with the pause button not being able to work.
I tried three different ones.
As a first fight, we'll go over now to KFC. And
let's see
this
what
pause.
Kind of technical pause we have.
Yeah, and in the meantime, while we try to find that information, because there's a little bit of time just to talk about the compositions here. So we've seen Wild Child, they're bringing out the Tracer, Widow. A very good composition for this map, long range hit scan, obviously. But I think unfortunately for Snappy, they're probably not going to be able to get a lot of room, because the comp that KC is playing with the Sigma, with the Lucio as well, is it's a very fast-paced comp. It's a lot about denying angles and getting on top of your head. So I kind of feel like the Widow might struggle here from Snappy. I would like to see them go back to the Sombra, if I'm being honest. They had a lot of value when they played the Sombra on Mecha Base, and also in the previous series as well against Arctic. They made a few good plays. Looks like the technical issues are unfortunately too bad that one of the players has to unfortunately leave. So yeah, Duck, unfortunately.
Okay, so we unpause and continue the game. We had to switch Tortilla in the game for Valka.
Yeah, swap has to happen. Point going to be forced here by Mango Rock, but looks like he won't be able to actually flip it. Neon Rogue's here as well, though, on the Queen. Blue is also here, so there's actually going to be a fight here on the coast. There's a big part of Tia who gets hit by the train. That's unfortunate. Their first action after having to be subbed into this map on a role that they're probably not familiar with onto the Lucio will unfortunately lose their life. Neon Rogue will also die. Blue is actually able to get a pick onto Lupu before losing their life to Alpha. And again, I mentioned about Snappy. He's in the prime position right now for the Widowmaker, but he really has to try and find these picks. It's very difficult versus the comp that KSC is playing right now. Alpha, though, gets a little bit too aggressive. Will get punished by Neon Rogue here on the Queen. As it looks like Wild Children's going to look to try and force point here as 5 people. Rock misses by Triag. Has to use his graphs to save life. Recon comes up by Mango Rock, but Force Bomb will miss for Wild Children. There is the shout, there's the dash through though by Luca. We do a lot of damage. No one really being low enough now to be punished. The Suzu is out though from Sun, so if Neon Rogue could get the ultimate, that would be huge. But unfortunately, before they're even close, Alpha will pick off the tier. Blue will also fall, and that is 75%. And a fight win for KNC. Sun just using the Kuriko ult just to celebrate, I think, more than anything there. As now Snappy going to make that change over to the Farah here for basically the last fight. Alpha has the Reaper ult, the blade is available by Lupo, but there's also the sound barrier for this Queen ult that Neon Rogue is building up to. Snappy tries to take the angle here as Fat, the rope touch will come in from Mango Rock, the Reaper ult will come in onto Tortilla, who will fall. He will fall over Snappy, will die to the melee. The beat comes in by Corpo, instantly responded by the Joker Queen up by Neon Rogue. Eye Blue is going to pop the Kitsune Rush, but will lose their life. But Neon Rogue's able to get a pick on Lupo because of with the Kitsune Rush, managed to get the shout. It's a low right now in a 1v5 Neon Rogue, but still managing to stay alive. Maybe we could get a pick here onto Corpo, who is really, really low. Tatir is now back on the Lucio, will instantly get rocked to get destroyed by that rock. The Graviton Flux will come in onto Snappy, will hit the Farah, and that will be first map to KSC here in this series. Showing, again, as I said, a style of comp that they weren't playing against Arctic. So maybe a sign for things to come as Triag will get play of the game here as Sigma.
Yeah, I saw in the stream chat there was a comment from Olivia that I love to see out of meta picks. And I think like it's important for players that they play to their strengths and not to like what they read that this is good. Okay, so we are switching. We would have one map to go, but let's see. While Children is moving.
Yeah, my guess is while Children unfortunately are not able to actually play the last map, I think with their player having to DC, I have a feeling one of them might have had to leave, which means unfortunately they'd have to forfeit the last map. Obviously, we'll have to find out more information. That's just me speculating, judging off some stuff that was said in chat. Obviously, I can't translate Finnish, unfortunately, but that was my best guess.
So
So
that's
it looks like
unfortunate, but thank you, Wild Children, for playing. You did really good considering that you're not a pre-made team and you just like got to play together basically for the first time in the tournament. And it's really brave to go to a tournament anyway. Next, this means we will get to have Arctic back, and we will have finals between Arctic and KFC. So these two teams, most of the players train like every Tuesday at least, probably even more. So they know each other very well. They know the game very well. So we probably see really interesting games.
I mean, yeah, they've also played each other already today, but we already saw KFC playing some different picks there against Wild Children than what they played versus Arctic. So it'd be interesting to see if they decide to go the same approach. I have seen a couple of the questions here. What do we think of the Torb pick? Was it a little out of the meta? I think Torb is very good right now in the meta if you are playing that sort of brawl style, which is what Arctic was playing. Also, seems like funny enough, you actually the person who put it in there, Mickley, who's about to say we just saw you obviously play it. This seems to be your favorite hero potentially. I might be wrong, but I was saying Top is very good. He could brawl. Turret is obviously also a bit annoying to play against sometimes if you set it in good positions, which is where your turret was. Obviously, I'm not giving you too much advice because you're about to go play into a finals versus KSC. But yeah, Torb, it's a little out of the meta. But if you were a good Torbjorn, it could definitely fit into the meta on the way that teams can play. It also depends on the map as well sometimes. So just to answer that question that came in from Mickley, who's funny enough also a player that's about to be playing in the final here on that hero. Actually doing a lot of work on the Torbjorn as well. I got a double hammer kill in the first series against KFC. So we'll be on the lookout to see if there's any more of them coming in again. We already have this. We already have some trash talk going on in chat as well. By the way, I thought I would mention that. I don't think that they can see that on the stream, but we already have some trash talk going on with Triax saying that we meet again, and yeah, Triax responds with "and you will lose again." So some fighting words already going out between these two teams.
Okay, so for the finals, these maps were not something that the players would know in advance. So there is no preparation. We will start with Hybrid King's Row, that is probably one of the favorite maps for many. Let's see if our players are ready to go and see how this goes. This finals is also first to 2.
So best of 4 then, still same as the other previous games that have been played. So yeah, starting King's Row. This will be very interesting because we saw Arctic were very dominant when they played the Cough map versus KSC and also versus Wild Children. It's going to be the first time, obviously, that hybrid is being played in this tournament for either one of these teams. So it's going to be interesting to see how both teams compare here onto King's Row. And you are correct, Sonia. I think King's Row is probably by far most people's favorite map. Kind of depends if you're a tank player or not, but I know obviously, at least back in the days of Overwatch 1, with the sort of Ryan Zarya combos that used to happen in King's Row, that's why it's so famous. It's why people enjoy the map so much, because you used to be able to play a lot of fun comps on it. I think, we have seen the Ryan Hart already come out today by Drukua. Sorry, not Drukua. I am mispronouncing that. We have seen the Reinhardt from both of these teams actually already today in a series against each other. Kings Row, very good Reinhardt map, very good May map. We've seen both teams play May. Also a good Torbjorn map to lead on to what Mick Lee was saying about Torb being slightly off meta pick, but he could definitely fit into these compositions. So you'd have to say, Arctic have looked by far, the most dominant team that we've seen in this tournament. Haven't really been fully challenged yet, but KSC, they've already made some swaps. We saw them play the Sigma comp with the Lucio Rush style against in the last series against Wild Children. So maybe with these comp swaps, maybe we'll see an even closer series than we saw before.
Okay, so here is a bit of technical problems before we can start. We are waiting for one player to reconnect.
Yeah, hopefully it's not hopefully it's a technical problem that can get sorted out relatively fast, so we can obviously get into the finals. I know a lot of people are waiting for this game. I know the players themselves are as well. So hopefully it's not a problem that's going to take too long to fix.
Yes, I did a little fix myself. I just remember that we actually have a winter version of this map, so of course we will play that.
Yeah, if fit in with the theme, obviously Christmas coming up in a few days, so make sure everyone's ready for that. And we'll play some Christmas Kings Road to celebrate in our own Overwatch style way.
The last player is in the game. Almost. I think what you said in the last match was really good. Something for everybody to remember, that it's sometimes good to just take a deep breath and reset and take a bit of time maybe in the spawn room and go for the next attack together. Like in this game, like 5 seconds, 10 seconds it is really long time in good and bad. But if you need to have like a few seconds to think of what to do with your team, you should take it.
I mean, yeah, for sure. It's just I think it was really just obviously we mentioned that Wild Children they weren't a preset team, and you could kind of tell they weren't really on the same page with each other. So that's what I sort of said, especially if you're a newer team, you got to try and learn how to play with your teammates. So it definitely helps if you just, you group up, you try and at least try and fight as, 5 people versus 5, even if your comp is not ideal for that. But it just helps you get on the same page a little bit faster, and then you can start looking for, we saw they were trying to make a lot of flank plays, try and make a lot of plays to try and get kills. Just unfortunately, the timing was just slightly off, and felt like if they took just like a deep breath and actually just tried to take a couple of fights, just as 5 people going together, and then that would definitely help them a lot more to potentially get a bit more kills against KSC, and also help them in the long run for when they can work on the timings to look for the plays that they were getting some value from. Snappy was having a lot of value from the Somber, for example, because of it. So they could look to enable that even more with just like a little bit more teamwork. But if we're going into the final now between Arctic and KFC. We're not quite ready for both teams. It looks like. Looks like one team is ready,
I
but one
think
team's not.
I think the disconnected player is still checking that everything is working. For sure. KFC is more than ready. Every player is. Like,
Yeah.
it's like
So I
that
think.
because-
Well, as I said, there was already some spicy chat talk going on with saying that they were meeting each other, and Strikes threatening. Well, not threatening, but saying that KC will end up losing again to them. So there's already some friendly banter going on between the two teams already. So I think both teams just want to get this series up and running and face off against each other again here. We are ready. The ready call has now been made from Arctic, so we should be going into King's Row anytime now. Which is now. What
Let's
did I
go.
do?
Now entering King's Row.
This is one of my favorite maps as well.
I think it made the point. It's one of everyone's favorite maps, really. It's always that map. You're playing a bit of ranked. You want to get off. You're hoping to play like a good map before you're able to actually call it your last. And then you get like a King's Row, and you're like, oh, you know what? I can end the King's Row whether I win or lose, just because I know I'm going to have a fun time playing it. So interesting to see what we come out with competitions. Obviously, I mentioned about KFC. They were playing the sort of Sigma Mela that was meta for a long time in Overwatch League and in contenders in that last round of Busan. Be interested to see if they come out with that again, because it was a style that didn't show originally versus Arctic when these teams first matched up early on in the day. Or, as I mentioned, both teams did play Reinhardt in that series. And guess what? King's Row is historically, as I mentioned, a very good Reinhardt map. So it looks like both teams will be coming out on the Reinhardt. Only one team showing the Mei, though, which I find very interesting. Of course, Mikali onto their trusted Torbjorn pick here. So Arctic will be defending first against KFC, who are showing the Reaper. I said obviously Alpha got a lot of value from this Reaper pick versus Arctic before. So let's see if they are able to do it again here on King's Row. Insta pink coming in by trying, instantly going to get walled. The Vine Boop is just going to miss Vine Boop moment. Bickley's going to be able to one-shot Alpha. We're also going to pick with Torbjorn Toya onto Kopo, and we'll also pick off Sun. But Lupu actually just got a very key pick here onto the Ana of Arctic, which means they're going to have a long walk back if Strikes doesn't just go and taxi them, which right now they're not doing. So they will be fighting 5 versus 4. Some swaps coming in already from KC to try and take advantage of that of the player extra that they have in their team. Triag onto the Winston Alpha over to the Pharah now. Will take out to it immediately instantly. Sun is over to the Kuriko as well. So whole swell massive changes here from KSC. Also a more divey based composition now versus this Reinhardt Torp May. Triag will jump in, will able to pick off John's coming on the Ana. Mikli will trade Lupu though, but no healing. Very low healing now on the side of the defense for Arctic. But it looks like it's not going to make any difference. Juku's able to pick off Kopo on that Lucio Alpha. Not getting a lot of value from this fire, but will pick off Stroyax. No healing at all now available on the defense for Arctic, but the Ana will be back soon. Alpha looks like he's going to go fall down here to Avos. No, never mind. He actually is able, just about to stay alive, but Lupo will find a nade to his face. And they will fall over to Johnson and Mikli on the flank here as Torbjorn looking to fight Sun. Gonna get boot away, not able to get the pitch. Triag is very low, but still just about alive right now. The beat's gonna come over by strikes, answered by the Sune rush by Sun. Not fast enough to be able to save Triag though, who will fall to John Skyman. Alpha also is managed to find fall to John Simon, and that's gonna be a reset here for KSC. Unfortunately not able to make their advantage count with getting two very good picks onto John Skyman, but actually end the fight picking on Strikes, who gets a little bit too over aggressive here. So again, advantage to KSC for this fight, and they have Optimus to back it up. Triag, we're going in with that primal, trying to get value, will get pinned out of it. The Mayot's going to come out, will hit on Sun and Lupu, so they will be traded, and the Alpha has managed to find Aras. Triag with the primal was able to take out Mikli, and Junsko will be down again to Popo. That Anna not being able to stay alive at the moment. Alpha trying to bully Junko on the point. The Shadow's going to go out, it's going to hit Popo, he will lose his life. Junko will trade back. Advantage here still with KSC, who will have the closest spawns, able to take out Triax, and Triag with the kill there. Looks like they will take at least an objective, at least a tick, but most likely will take the full objective here. And their actual first point against KSC, against Arctic, sorry, in the series. Swaps coming in now on the defense. We have Ava off the May onto Soldier. May definitely a struggle pick really against the composition that KSC is playing. Can't really do much with the wall. Strikex now making an interesting choice to go to the Zenyatta now. More of a diveable backline here, but a lot of damage going to be coming out for Arctic. As Strikex just about to find out that Discord is going to instantly fall over to Mikli because he gets a little bit too over aggressive. The blade is available though by Lupo, and so is the barrage by Alpha. Never mind, he finds a helix rocket to the dome, and he will fall over as well. And it's going to be a reset now for KFC. Get a bit more aggressive strikes. He's going to pick off Lupo, just get staggered a little bit more. Alpha now swapping over to the Junkrat from the far. Still a lot of spam damage, but you know, can actually play on the ground rather than in the air versus this hit scan of Avor. Right, the Dragon Blade still available for Lupu. Right now, looking at this ultimate to probably open up the fight, but there was a lot of tools on the defense from Arctic here to deny this. This top turret is getting a lot of value for Mikli. It will eventually fall down, but a lot of damage being done. Triag, for example, has to be fully healed up right now. He still cannot make it engage because of how low they are. So time running out. Coalescence coming in from Sun. Dive will come in by Triag. Tries to split off. Right half Trucker is not able to do it. France being forced. Strokes with it. Mikli will turbo. Alpha with a flank is able to pick off Alpha. Triag will forward to Trucker. And that again is going to be another reset. Abu again with the kill. Mr. Lupo with the Dragon Blade still will be the opener that KFC would need for this fight. But again, a lot of tools from Arctic available here. Juka trying to hide for a shut up, potentially, I'm not sure. Triag swapping over to the Ramatra now from the Winston, not able to make a lot of value from that dive versus the Discord, but get instantly discorded. Is push up here though, push back. Big shadow will come out onto Alpha only though with a nano boost. Secures that kill, sleep dart onto Triag though, he will get pinned into the backline and he will also fall. Chance Commander were able to pick off Quaifar, and Lupu again is falling before being able to use this Dragon Blade. But Transcendence has been forced, so this Dragon Blade could get a lot of value in this next fight, and KSC right now are going to need it to get a lot of value after being held in this choke for about 3 minutes now. Lupu actually decides to swap off with Blade just to go to the Bastion, just to have more damage to try and burn through Jukua's shield. Strikes is flanking, Alpha with the flank, fires the beat's going to come out, Alpha's going to be able to find him. That's a very good trade. Triag is sleeping right now, but Alpha's able to take out John Simon in the meantime before losing his life to Jonka. The pin's going to come out onto Lupu. Juku try to stay alive. They pop the Transcendence here to actually keep him alive. Right now, just trying to stay alive on the point right now. Arctic will need to back off though. Triag is able to find a double kill. Maybe potentially he's going to be able to find Mikli here as well to secure the triple. Looks like they will be able to pick off the Torbjorn, and maybe Mikli actually is able to escape. Actually, he's actually able to escape. He's on the flank right now. He's coming up to his ultimate. Most likely will lose his life here though before he's able to touch there. It's a Farah stop coming in from Avu off the Soldier now to touch. We'll be able to stall for a bit. Alpha's able to pick up John Skyman again. The Tire coming in from Alpha, followed with the Coalescence. What are they able to find? The Zenyatta with the tire check will fall over. Mickey's going to fall over to the Coalescence mid Torbjorn ult and will die, and that's going to be second point now capped for KFC. Eventually able to get past that choke point there, with some swaps being made onto the Bastion to cause more frontline pressure. Avril will now swap over to the Reaper. Mickey onto the May, a pick that I've not really seen out of them today. More showing the Torbjorn. Let's see what they have to see what they'll do. Alpha, another pick onto Avril onto the Reaper. Alpha doing a lot of work on this junker right now to try and give KFC the advantage as they look to cap it some time. Big shadow coming in from Junker will hit 2, able to actually kill off 2 with the swings despite Triags, but a match ult to try and deny the follow-up. Not going to get a lot of value, will eventually fall, and that ultimate unfortunately goes down as being wasted. Now John Skyman building up to their nano on defense here for Arctic. Will probably be the opener. Bastion not going to be coming in from Lupo. Is it going to find a pick? It will find Mickey. He's not able to ice block in time, so they will fall. That is a good opener right now for KFC. Pin going to be coming in from Jumper as Alpha's managed to find Sharex on the flank. Joker is kind of in their backline right now. Probably should die in a minute. Does eventually die. John Simon will die on the point to Alpha yet again. Only Alpha here to stall at the moment as Mickey will return with the wall. Will be able to stall a little bit longer with the ice block as well. Instantly cancels it though. Will fall to Alpha because of it. Transcendence on Strax just stall the point for a little bit longer. Alpha trying to move him off the point, but it doesn't work. Nano comes into the Reinhardt of Joker and manages to almost avoid the boop. Triac will find Strax. Joker will still go down despite the nano boost doing it. Triac will find Alpha. Transformer with a sleep onto Alpha, but it's not going to make any difference. And the point will be full count, but in overtime by KSC. A very good comeback from them after being held for so long on a second point.
To 3, switching sides.
That was really good capture, even though they had a little bit of struggles at the beginning.
Initiating match.
Let's see what kind of comps we will find here. There was an interesting thing I noticed. We had Styroxbox play Lucia, and he's actually also a full flex player, but also a really good tank. So knowing like when the tank might want to speed boost is really good for the Lucia. Having a tank experience is really good. So I noticed that he was able to use his knowledge on that.
I mean, we saw in the first series today with Shorex, you know, he making a lot of plays on the Lucio looking for those boot potentials. Actually got a double boot on Li Jiang. That was play of the game versus KFC in the first series of the day. So, you know, definitely experienced enough on that Lucio pick for sure. Now, KFC, you full count the map. It wasn't overtime, but you full count the map. So on defense, they're going to be coming out here. Alpha onto the May. The Dr. Lupu, not Dr. Lupu, sorry, that's the wrong person. Mr. Lupu will start on the Bastion. The Sun on the Moira with the Anna. So a few picks that are the same here for KFC on the defense. A lot of changes though in the attack from Antarctic with the Zarya Alari coming out. As Mikley is just going to find a snipe pick there onto Kopo. Now KFC will have to get aggressive. There's a good wall though onto Juka. He will lose his life, but not before he changes Lupu. So now 2 people down now on the defense. Triag is very, very low, trying to get a lot of value, getting a lot of pocket from that Moira, just about managing to stay alive. It is the Ilari damage. Wall's going to come in from Alpha, trying to split off Stryax on the Ilari. Looks like they're going to get the pick. No, the wall from Avo is huge. Avo saves their Ilari there from being picked off. Kopu is now returned on the Anna, so we're now back to a 4 versus 5 temporarily. Now Lupo is back, so we're back to 5v5 now for the defense. Trying to kill this turret, and Mikley will be able to get it. He's actually farming his match already at 80% after just less than a minute. Sun also with the current lessons, but the Nano's online for John Skyman. We'll see if this goes on to Juka on Cesaro, which seems to be the Nano target for Arctic at the moment. Lupu gets naded, but should be fine, should be able to stay alive. The wall will come out from Arun, not able to catch anybody. There's the coalescence from Sun, now looking to push in, look to challenge someone. They're going to pick onto Strike, and Mikley will also fall. The Nano goes onto Juka though in the meantime, trying to look to get a pick. John Simon will fall no pick being made. Joker being chased to the spawn, and Avo probably was also going to get picked off, but will build up their mail this fight. Most likely won't use it, but they will have a grab make combo now. But a minute and 40 burned off the clock, and KSC looking a lot better on King's Road than they looked the first time round they played against Arctic. A nice nade kill there as well to get a nice late stagger onto John Skyman from Lupo. A lot of ults available though for both teams now, so I've got a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot of Qs being pressed in this next fight. Joker going to make a swap over off. Again, we see another swap coming in from a person who had an ultimate. You know, Joker had the Graviton Surge, nice easy combos here with the Mail or the Alario, decides to swap over to the Sigma instead. Sigma obviously a better pick versus the Bastion, I think I mentioned that in the first series. Mail comes out, there is the Ramacho also getting the pick onto Alpha. Sunstruck comes out but only gets one pick onto Alpha. Triax manages to get two, Alpha manages to get one just with the ult, Lupo with the Bastion ult just to secure it. And KFC right now looking extremely good. They will find Striax though, he was hiding. Is he going to be able to kill Kopo here? They need to help him to make sure he doesn't go down. That's a really late stagger pick as Avu trying to swap over to the Farah now will fall over to Lupo. As John Simon makes the swap over to the back team, Juke goes over to the Doomfist again. We did see the Doomfist come out a little bit in one of the previous series for Arctic. We'll see if they can try and get some value here. Right now being chased by Lupo in this corner. But most likely he's going to go down. No, never mind. He gets the lamp from John Simon, so he stays alive. Lupo most likely is going to fall here. Yeah, he will fall. Doesn't get the support. Alpha is slept. Avo's in trying to get value. The coalescence from Sun will come out. Torbolt will respond with Mickley, but he will lose his life to Alpha in the end. Nano boost available on defense for Kaipo. Be interested to see if he uses it. Might not need it. John Simon falls to Triag, but the health bars are really, really low on defense here for KC as Cooper will be falling to Avu. So there's a lot of healing lost and the nano boost here lost on the defense for KFC, but just Avu alone. Mickey now swapping over to the Genji, a little bit more dive heavy coming out here from Arctic as they look to try and get some picks. Avu will fall to Triac though in the meantime. They're all trying to rush on Lupo right now, but he's been kept alive brilliantly by Sun. He's able to fight for all of it and pick up Mickey. Sun will trade their life and took up a Triac, will be able to trade it back just like that. John Skyman touching the nano boost will come out onto Triac, who doesn't even have the it doesn't even need it, and just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see KFC here take the first map of King's Row in the series and onto match point, and that is a bit of a surprise after how dominant Arctic looked versus them in our first series of the day. Let's try to pick up that player in the game as the matcher.
Yes, that was really interesting game. Both teams had like really big points of success in the game, and both had their own struggles. But seems KFC is Arctic is taking the map pick. They were asking if this BO5, no, we go BO3 and the finals as well. So the team that first wins 2 maps is the big winner. So we are moving forward in our map list and we play push map next. There is 3 different kinds.
I'm going to see push for the first time
Yes.
today. So Esperanza instantly being picked by Arctic. That was a very, very fast map pick, considering push has not been played so far today. Obviously very confident in that map pick, you'd have to say, for him to pick it that fast. So gonna be interesting to see what Arctic are gonna come out with here. I think really Arctic they never really got going. You know, we saw them in the previous series and they were a lot more aggressive, they got a lot more value, but in King's Row they seemed like they struggled. But KFC have also adapted very, very well. They've made a lot of swaps to what they were playing originally in the first series against Arctic. They're definitely getting a lot of value from their big DPS players in terms of Alpha managed to get a lot of picks on Jonka, for example, on the attack, which helped them get through the choke. Lupu on that Bastion also getting a lot of value in denying a lot of that aggression really that was coming out by Jokura. But Esperanza, a very different map, a very open style map. It'd be interesting to see if KFC will run out with that Bastion again, or whether or not we'll be seeing something different. We did see them play the dive originally, obviously, for first point of King's Row. Esperanza is a very good dive map, so we probably will be seeing some different styles again on this map here of Esperanza.
So the players are requesting a little bathroom break, so I guess we let them have that and then see how Esperanza goes. I don't really know how to pronounce that map.
Esperanza.
Is it though?
I believe that is how it's pronounced anyway. It's Esperanza. But will be a little bit of a break, and then we'll be back for, as I said, match point for KFC here in the finals.
KFC is telling us ready. Let's see how Arctic is ready. So let's go to this sunny map that I'm not going to say aloud.
We're going to go into sunny Portugal here in Esperanza. As it looks like that bathroom break was very, very quick from both teams, because it looks like both teams are very excited to get back into this series as a way to potentially see the conclusion of the series and the tournament here if KFC win.
Yes, we will have to see. And these maps can really surprise. I have seen so many like wins like at the last meters or last minutes happen. So if this map is new to anybody, here is this robot in the middle, and they will have to push these obstacles till the end. The match time is it 8 minutes?
10.
Is it? Oh.
He used to be 8 and then it got changed to 10.
Okay, so we have 10 minutes. Unless a team manages to complete the all the way to this spawn room with this obstacle.
Ready for battle.
There is this little checkpoints when you capture this, you will also unlock a new spawn room.
Okay, so interesting. Already, first pick for 10 seconds off here. Alpha swapping over to the Zenyatta.
5,
Our
Here.
DPS player is
2,
going DPS support, I guess.
unlocks in 30 seconds.
I find that very, very interesting because they were getting a lot of value off the Junkrat pick on King's Row, which is the hero that Kopo is playing. So let's see if they're able to get value off of this Zenyatta pick as well. Chuka coming out on the Orisa again, Mikali still showing the Torbjorn, and others with the Farah pick yet again. Mr.
There's
Lupo though will
multiple
fall.
fights going.
Yeah, every fight seems to be happening everywhere. Alpha is able to actually trade Avu though on the Farah, so right now both teams are 4 versus 4. Triax kind of getting walked out by Chuku, but he will get trapped. Will actually be able to also trade back. Triax manages to pick off Striax. He's on that Lucio again. We mentioned about how well they looked in the first series on Lucio and look so far today. Alpha picking off where they left off and picking off Mikali there, and also John Simon will fall to Triag. And first fight will go to KFC here. Now Stryox making the swap over to the Mercy, so we now do have a Farah Mercy on the field. I know that's everyone's favourite comp to play against and favourite heroes to play against. But KFC not making any more swaps right now, currently in the lead. Lupu holding this high ground with K4. Obviously a support player, we believe, making the swap over here to the Junkrat. Lupu will fall. He actually gets a nice concussion kill though onto Stryox, so that Mercy is down on the side of Arctic here. Avro will fall to Triag, but it's Joker is going to run over Alpha. Sun, the only healing now available for KSC, who are very close to capping this checkpoint though. Avro going to make a swap now over to the Reaper off the Farah, so probably will see me a swap by Triag soon as well of this Mercy. Not really going to be able to partner very well with any of the hero picks. A lot of ults about to come online though. Triag probably the biggest one, with probably another match ult was most likely going to happen. The slow will come out, not going to be able to get a pit. Mikli, who is a bit low. There's a flank happening by Avro at the moment, trying to flank around KFC, but it looks like he's been spotted out by Alpha and the Zen, who's made a return. The Nano comes in onto Juka with the Orisa ult coming out. Big Orisa ult, managed to kill 2. Strikes will fall to Karpo and the fan. Juka will pick off Triang and will actually pick up the 5k. That's most likely play of the game. And that's going to be the first fight win here after about 2.5 minutes for Arctic. They will now finally start their progress onto the bot, but it did cost them a lot of ultimates, and now KFC have a lot of ultimates of their own to re-engage with. That's likely going to start with Tyre, if I would have to guess. So now KFC pushing out on this right hand side. The form comes out from Blueproof there, just trying to melt down Juka. The sleep comes out onto Triag. He gets slept, he gets nano as he works up, and he instantly pops his from a match ult to walk in, gets an assist on John Skyman, will kill Juka and also push Triax with that match ult. Now this will be a reset. Avo will fall. Mikli most likely is going to get caught out here. Do have the ultimate though, so they can afford to stagger them just a little bit, and they will, but as Kopo will get the finish in. Bro, as Mikli does build up their Torbjorn ult, Strayax now has the Valkyrie to probably start the next fight, and most likely this is going to be checkpoint here for KC, and as Sonja mentioned, that means their spawn room will be slightly closer now to the objective. 6 minutes though still left, a lot of time here for Arctic to find their way back into this map and back into this series right now. But KSC right now have the momentum on their side. Sun is being flanked by Avo. They managed to force him out. There is the Valkyrie now from Strayax, who is just basically using it just to pocket their wrists at the moment. There's the tie by Corpo. Is he going to be able to find anyone? Boom! It finds 2 of Juka and John Skyman. The rest is going to be covered in though by Strayax onto Jukuro. Now she's able to get slept out of the sky. A huge sleep there from Sun as Alpha's able to get the finishing blow. Corpo kills Avos. Juka is very low. The trance is going to come out just in response to Mikli's Torbjorn ult. That's on the point right now. Mr. Lupu just decides he wants to take a dip into the pool, but that's not a pool, my friend. That is a Torbjorn ult. That is very unfortunate for KSD to lose their Bastion. They're the only person on their team that currently had an ultimate, but Sun building up to an ult. Mikli swapping over to Joker after O now off the Torbjorn pick. First time we've seen that. Ult comes in by Avo, a huge boop by Kaipo comes in though with a concussion mine, but Sun will still fall. Alpha will fall to Strayax, who has now made that swap off the Mercy on back onto the Lucio, which we've seen so often in this series. Luca returns to the fight, but only really just to return back to the spawn room again. Still 5 minutes left here. Jukra with the only ultimate available now for Arctic with the Terror Surge. Again, Nano Bastion ult Triag also building up to the Annihilation here for KC spawns. Will now be reset back to normal as Arctic cross the halfway point there with the payload. Huge nade's going to come out there onto Alpha. Most likely he's going to die. He will die. He drops down to Avo with that push in. Juka falling over to Lupo and someone also fall. And now we are seeing a lot more from Arctic with that aggression that we saw a lot in our first 2 series that they played today. Definitely seeing that a lot more here on Esperanto, which of course was their pick of a map, and they're also going to be able to gather their checkpoint now. 4 minutes left, just over 4 minutes left on the time bank. A lot of ultimates off for both teams now though, so this is going to be a very heavy ultimate fight that's going to be happening here. Be interested to see who's going to come out on top. It's going to be a lot about timing. Avu tries to TV up to the high ground, try to create an angle, but they know that he's there. He's being poked out a little bit right now. He's going to have to kite back. Yes, Triag pops his cooldown, might be lagging, gets lad. Kaipu gets slept. Triag trying to just push up a little bit, trying to put a slow. Will get nano. There becomes the Annihilation. The beat is in response. Strikes. Trance is in response to Juka's Orisa ult, but he's still able to get Sun through that. Remember, Transcendence, there's a block burst damage. If people didn't know that, now you do. Alva, though, able to come out of the chance, going to pick onto Mikli as Joko gets traded back, and KC will just about able to hold on despite the loss of the Anna of Sun there, and we'll start to push this payload back to try and get better spawns. Bastion not still available for Lupu. He's actually had this for a very long time. Kopo building up another tire, but Mikli has one to respond. As does John Skyman actually has a nano as well here. Just one Junker going all the way around here, trying to get a flank onto Lupu. Flank from Avo, and they're able to pick him up. Sun is also able to pick up. Arctic being very aggressive here to get two very quick picks and kill this fight off very quickly before KC have a chance to use the ultimates. Nano still going to be used there by John Simon onto Jukura, and they will find a pick onto Triag. Alpha will also fall to Avu again on that flank Reaper, and eventually Kuiper will drop before he can use the tire. Just over 2.5 minutes now left. Again, a lot of ultimates available. DPS ults available for Arctic here. Both DPS, actually just DPS ults in general available for both teams. Starting here, Lupu away from the Bastion, not going to be able to stop the checkpoint. He will actually die before he's even able to use it. Avu there been able to find him on the Reaper. John Serma goes down to the nade by Sun. Triax able to find Triax, so no healing available for Arctic here, so Jura will just fall over to Triang, and just like that they'll take advantage of the 0.2 minutes left now, just under 2 minutes, as Athena will politely remind us as well. Avu though still being very sneaky on this Reaper, does have the Death Blossom, so that's something that we're going to have to watch out for next fight. Both tires still online as well, be interested to see who decides to use their tire first, as again the spawns to be swapped for KFC. With this bot being pushed, there is the tire coming in from Mikli. Gets destroyed though by Kopo. Be interested to see if they use their own now that they have the advantage. There's a threat by Alpha happening again. Mikli will fall to Lupo, but there is a trade. There's a huge nade onto Sun and Alpha though from John Skyman, which means Jukka will be able to clean him up. Trey is going to get slept. Most likely going to die as Kuru's been staggered a little bit as well. Or maybe he's actually able to get out though. Trying to get a trade onto somebody here. To stun on the point for a very long time, will actually build up their ultimate, and we'll be under a minute now as we go into this next fight. Mikli swapping over to the Genji now after Junkrat, after the tie didn't work. Avu still with this Reaper. Lupo is dead again to John Skyman. Not having a very good map, unfortunately, for Lupo being caught out a lot. A lot of ults available again for both teams. Resort available for Juku, he's got a lot of value from that. But chance is available. Kopo now will pop that tire. Alpha will fall before using chance. Kopo is able not to get anything, but the tire beat comes down. Alpha will get a kill onto Lupu. Tire doesn't get anything. Joker's going to pop their ult strikes. He's going to pick up Sun, and just like that, with 30 seconds left, Triag is popping this from a match hole, trying to stall long enough for his team to get back. Able to get a kill on Triag. Will also kill Mikli. 20 seconds left. Alpha is now chancing to touch the point to make sure that they don't use the lead, but he is alone. 1 versus 3. Kopo makes it back on the Junkrat, but Avo will be able to make a pick. He has the Death Boss and they have the Nano. Advantage is definitely with Arctic here. Kopo is going to get the Nano, be able to stay alive. Sun able to get 2, but will lose their life, as will Lupo to the ult. Avo's down. Kopo will be able to get the kill. At 1 second left, we're now into Overwatch. Strikes has to touch, doesn't have a beat, but has to touch long enough. Mikli is also back, we're in a 3v2. Mikli able to get a kill on Kopo, but Try will switch it back for Soyax. Just Mikli left now, very, very low on the Genji. Has to keep touching, he is 1 HP. He would die to try again. Is that going to be the end of the series? No, they pushed apart so they can still touch. Oh, what a mistake from KSC. Juka manages to make it back on the Arista. This is not over yet. Avo back on the soldier, managing to get a pick onto Alpha, who swapped over to the Lucio. Lupo able to burn down Triag. Triag manages to get John's corner, and just like that, that will be 2-0, and KFC winning the series and winning the tournament here. Very, very close at the end. Almost made a mistake with touching the bot so they could get one more touch, but they were able to clutch it up in the end. GG's to all of the players, as Jukura will get the play of the game for the 5k that happened here. Beautiful aim, and make sure not to step into the trap as well. GG's, everybody.
Yes, that was really interesting game. I mean, the Arctic almost could have won like in the last 4 seconds. So I would say that really equal teams, and we saw that like some specific maps seem to be stronger for different teams. They might have been like players, individuals who have skills for some specific maps or some heroes that work really well in these maps. So even though KFC took 2 losses against Arctic in the last maps, this was completely different here in the finals. But both teams did a really good job. So, KFC is the big winner. Congratulations, and congratulations Arctic for taking the 2nd place. And if there's any wild children players watching the stream, well done you two, and I hope I see all of you in the next tournaments as well. We will have some coming in the next year.
Yeah, GG's to all teams. I mean, KSC with that run back, they lost the series, first series of the day versus Arctic 2-0, and we didn't look particularly close really, other than until we got to Circuit Royale. But I think Arctic definitely more of a cough team. They played that aggression, they played that Lucio, and they played it very well.